Hello everyone, thank you for walking into this talk. My name is Wenlo. Currently, I'm an associate professor working at East China Normal University in Shanghai. My student and I are very happy to present our work in progress in ISSI conference, although we couldn't make it to Belgium in person, which is very sad during this pandemic thing. Well, our paper is entitled is an approach to evaluate the success of individual research articles based on the Anna Karenina Principle. Let me start to introduce some background information first. I think everything starts from the situation that China has published more and more papers indexed in ACI, which is in Web of Science, until this index is overused. Even during the first burst out in the pandemic, Chinese medical researchers prioritized to publish papers rather than research the virus. Can you believe that? Sounds a little bit unbelievable, but it's kind of true. I don't know if you heard about this. So this brought the Chinese education stakeholders to realize we need to change. We need to change this evaluation system so that we can not only assess papers based on if they're indexed in SCI or SSCI or whatever, but what else exactly we can do to evaluate the value of individual articles. I guess the common knowledge here the common knowledge here to evaluate scientific papers can be found in two approaches. As we know, the metrics as in quantitative method and peer review as in qualitative method. However, both of them have worldwide controversial issues recently. Therefore, many informetricians are looking for many mixed methods to combine them together. In this paper in progress, we are trying to do the same. So purposefully, we tried to propose an approach based on qualitative theories while measurable indicators by quantitative methods. To this end, we adopted the following research design. First of all, we concluded the evaluation aspects of research papers, individual articles, through literature review, including these four aspects. So there are content, value, academic impact, practical implication, and the society value. But these four aspects are not operational. You see, no one can really quantify these four aspects. So we need to break it down. But how to break down into this doable procedure? One great support theory proposed by Borman and Marx in 2012 was the AKP theory. So the AKP theory was originally proposed by Dr. Diamond in ecology, I think. But Bowman and Marx applied the original AKP theory to evaluate the success of science. They proposed 11 requirements here to demonstrate that only if one research meets all the prerequisites can it be called success. Here I list some of the requirements. The first one is solid evidence, which means this research need to be supported by really solid evidence, either by practical evidence or theoretical evidence, etc. And Bormann and Marx proposed 11 of them to measure for measurement quantitatively. They proposed this idea to help peer review to get this ongoing procedure. I think there might be some during our research, we realized there might be a link between the evaluation aspects and the AKP proposed by Borman and Marx. So we comprehend these two kinds of theories, with interviewing a few lead researchers to get the pre-final quantifiable variables so that we can conclude into a hierarchical evaluation system. By comparing the four aspects from literature review and Borman and Marx's AKP theory, we find out that on somewhat level, they're really compatible. For instance, the aspects of academic impact here proposed in these four aspects actually was mentioned by AKP theory also, because AKP refers to the importance of citation in various prerequisites of AKP, which supports the academic impact in a study. And also it showed up in the society value of article also. The AKP points out that a healthy community contributes to the success of a scientific research in different infrastructure, which means the scientific research needs the participation of both academic and the society. So which we think the society value and can be represented by some of the prerequisites in AKP theory. Therefore, however, this our own opinions are not enough, so we conducted several questions to get opinion from more researchers on these two theories and our topic. So far, we only have interviewed 6 researchers with 11 complex questions, open questions, targeting to know how they understand the evaluation of individual articles, how they proceed their peer review themselves, how they understand the AKP theory, etc. With this 11 questions, we break them down. We break the context down and their record text down to know how they really understand our topics and our research design. Finally, we acquired a hierarchy of evaluating individual articles. Here we go, which includes the first level of 4 basic aspects. That's the 4 aspects. And the second and the third levels are derived from the interviews, which is actually combined with the AKP theory and the interview result. So let's take a closer look. The content value will be presented by solid evidence, interdisciplinary communication, and suitable techniques. We believe that this will focus on the novelty of this research. Not our research, the research we are about to evaluate, and the knowledge exchange, which should be in the interdisciplinary communication, and the methodology implication also. This is the content value. But in terms of the academic impact, we will still have to stick with citation measurement, but from different kinds of aspects or perspective. As for measuring the practical implication, we want to examine the visualization of the research results and the quality of communication, which would bring us some figures and charts or linguistic assessment about the individual article. The last one is society value. We will test the pattern and the distribution of scholarly communication in science science community and the society, or either way. I guess so far we introduced a new evaluation method which proposed by understanding of a well-known theoretical approach by measuring success in science, aka the Anna Karenina Principle, and an interview. With this short presentation, we will try to focus on the future work more in the future. So we will continue improving the hierarchy system by interviewing other researchers from outside of this area, um, even government stakeholder or the publics if necessary. Of course, we will try to um, quantify these measurements to make it more doable, or with what we can have about on the data accessibility and um, measurement. Thirdly, we will try to present the evaluation result to show the value more instead of the ranking. I mean, simply giving a score or result on in the ranking is not what we wanted to approach, or we wanted to present in the last practical in the last in the end. Like we can try to illustrate the result into article context so that the readers would clearly have the image of value in instead of just a score. I think that's it. Thank you very much for the listening, and we will appreciate any suggestions and advices to help improve our work. Feel free to drop me emails or anything. Well, thank you again.